So, I definitely would not have predicted this. Hey everyone, this is Espionic, and I'm here to talk about the announcement of the newest entry in the Senran Kagura series, called Senran Kagura Peach Beach Splash. Okay, so my gut reaction to this was, I saw the name of the game in the first article of it on Siliconera, and the very first thing I thought of was the Mario Kart course called Peach Beach. It's in like Mario Kart Double Dash and Mario Kart Wii, and I was thinking, okay, what is this? I'm not a huge fan of the name, to be honest. I think it's kind of silly sounding, probably because of the Mario Kart connection that I have with it, and I think it's a little bit of a mouthful, but I'll get used to it. I don't get too caught up with the names of games, but the name made it clear that this is a new type of game. It's not Senran Kagura 3, it's not another versus game, it's something else entirely. I personally am not disappointed about it not being Senran Kagura 3 just because, well, I'm going through the series pretty slowly anyway, since I aimed up 100% each of the games for whatever stupid reason, and I don't know, I haven't even gotten to Senran Kagura 2 yet, so I don't necessarily need to see a Senran Kagura 3 right now. Plus, Kenichiro Takaki has confirmed that an action game is in the works along with this announcement, which probably could be Senran Kagura 3, we'll have to see. Anyway, Peach Beach Splash, which is abbreviated to PBS within the actual game, and that amuses me so much. But it is a third-person shooter game with the characters using water guns, and once I saw that, I was thinking to myself, okay, alright, that works. I think I actually joked about a Senran Kagura game like this. I remember bringing up this idea to my brother once. Either way, it's a brilliant way to show off the fan service. It's still action-oriented, albeit in a very different way, but yeah, busty bikini-clad girls playing with water guns, you got yourself a game right there. I was actually kind of thinking about how Senran Kagura Bon Appetit is a spin-off of Shinobi Versus and uses the same engine, and dang it, I want to use a different term, but I can't really think of another one, so get this joke out of your systems now. It also uses the same assets from Shinobi Versus, and I was thinking that Peach Beach Splash will probably use the same engine, and can I seriously not think of a better term than assets? It'll probably use the same engine and assets as S-Level Versus, and it kind of makes sense. Looking at some of the characters' artwork here, I haven't played S-Level Versus yet, but I'm pretty sure there's something in that game where the girls are wearing white bikinis just like the ones that they have in this game, and one of the characters in S-Level Versus, her name is Kafaru, I believe. She actually fights with dual water pistols, and I think she switches to a Super Soaker type water gun for some of her attacks, so it works perfectly. Watch Kafaru be the most broken character in the game because she literally fights with water guns all the time. And I don't know why I've been thinking this, but I get some sort of Splatoon vibe from this. I mean, it's clearly not Splatoon. It's not going to have Splatoon's core mechanics. Some of the areas might have similar design. I mean, some of the arenas in Splatoon are near water. I guess what Peach Beach Splash and Splatoon have in common is that they are third-person shooters that aren't really focused on violence. That's probably the connection I was making. Because Splatoon is basically paintball, while Peach Beach Splash is with water guns. Those are more fun-loving, I guess one could say childish type of shooting weapons, but this game is not for children, obviously. Now, let's talk about some of the info we have about the game. So, Peach Beach Splash is the name of a water gun tournament that has been around in the world of Shinobi since ancient times. I love how silly the Senran Kagura universe can get. This tournament revolves around good and evil Shinobi setting aside their differences for team battles using water guns. In this tournament, the Shinobi aren't allowed to use their special skills, and everything is decided with a water gun. There's going to be a total of 10 different water gun types, including dual-wield pistols, Gatling guns, and sniper rifles. These weapons are going to have special attack effects that are set through cards, and the water gun battles are going to be done in a 5v5 matchup. There's going to be a story mode along with online multiplayer, which is good. I need the story mode, honestly, and it's going to offer over 30 playable characters, including popular characters from the mobile game New Wave G-Burst. Now, I'm not very familiar with the game. I think it's like the only thing Senran Kagura related that hasn't really been localized. But I know a few of the characters. The only characters I'm really familiar with from the New Wave series are like Ayame. I know about Ayame since she's like in Shinobi Versus. There is Leo, I believe, who is a DLC character in Estival Versus. There's Kaede, Muramasa, Yoshimitsu. Those are like the only characters I really know from those games. There are so many characters from New Wave alone, but yeah, I think it's cool that they're including more of those characters since there's like so many of them, and I don't know which ones are the most popular, but those are like the ones that the ones I just mentioned are the ones that I know. So Peach Beach Splash's story is part of the series' main storyline. Okay. Peach Beach Splash will be enjoyable for both beginners and veterans alike. They're apparently going to be working on a way where a player can participate in some of the costume breaks, which is always nice, I guess. They're increasing the number of see-through costumes when they get wet. Well, that's a given. They're planning to add more costume story and characters via DLC, and they're hoping to do some collaborations, which I'm kind of interested in what kind of collaborations they would do. Because they did it with Dead or Alive. They had Ayane there. They had the characters from, I think this was Japanese only, the characters from Iki Towson, they were all in Estival Versus, so yeah, more collaborations would be nice, and it would be nicer if like they actually end up in the localized versions of those games, but yeah, and there's a mode that's expected to be supported by VR, which may be added in the future update. That it seems like whenever I've seen anything regarding VR, it's always a game that involves doing stuff with girls. That's like most of what I've seen so far when it comes to VR. I mean, it works. So, Senran Kagura Peach Beach Splash is scheduled to release in Japan on March 16th, 2017 for the PlayStation 4. I don't have a PS4 yet. I do plan on getting a PS4 one of these days. I have the Endless Summer edition of the PS4 version of Estival Versus. I was intending to get the Vita version instead at first, but due to kind of silly circumstances, I have the PS4 version, and I guess it was kind of meant to be. Because Peach Beach Splash is a PS4 exclusive, and I do plan on getting this game. It sounds way too titillating to pass up. Really, I didn't want to say acids, but I'll make that dumb joke. This game probably won't come out in the West until 2018, but I'll be waiting for the announcement of whatever limited edition they have of the game for the US, and I will hopefully get that edition whenever it comes out. There are 2 limited editions confirmed for Japan. I don't know what the North American one will be like. I'm sure it'll at least have the soundtrack and maybe the art book. That's usually about it with the North American one. Japan and Europe seems to get way more for their limited editions, but I'll gladly take the soundtrack and the art book. So, overall, Peach Beach Splash, I'm still not quite used to that name yet, but it wasn't what I was expecting, but hey, I have the opportunity to make Hikaru go wet, and that is, in itself is exciting. Okay, I am out of here. Later, guys.